My downtime as of late has been filled with one puzzle game. The puzzle game Baba Is You at first glance seems like a Sokoban style game. Sokoban being Japanese for warehouse keeper. The genre being puzzles centered around pushing boxes. But moving from the tutorial, it becomes clear that this game isn't just about pushing rocks, as Baba is completely enclosed in a room with no exit, forcing the player to realize these rules themselves are pushable tiles. The sentences these blocks form determine the rules of the level. And now that we've quite literally broken the rules, Baba is free to clip through the walls as if they were just background props. From here, Flag as One can be reassembled and the level beaten. The game's central mechanic alone is strong enough concept to carry an entire puzzle game, but the reason I love it is because each level truly feels like you have to make a discovery to progress. It's constantly building and riffing on itself, and delivering new situations where you have to be curious in order to succeed. I've never felt so much like a thinker playing this game. Each level has something to teach, and the first few make sure you grasp the basics. The second level shows that Baba is merely the convention and not required to be you. You are now the wall, and you can be other objects. You just have to make sure you are something, because if nothing is you, then you also have to pay attention to what's in the level, because even though Baba could be win, there is no Baba, so you have to find an alternative win condition. The very next shows you how sync works, but more importantly how the solution you first see and plan to works to obscure the actual solution to the puzzle. And with each puzzle beaten, you're constantly picking up new tricks and secrets as you fall deeper and deeper down this rabbit hole. As you go on, the game begins to balloon in complexity. The seeds sown in previous levels now blossom into proper puzzles. You learn to cross seemingly impassable gaps by constructing machines, machinations of words and blocks built to teleport Kiki's consciousness across and beyond. Powered by mindless drones, Kiki's link to this world is severed, scattering their soul deep into the crevices of space, all before being pushed back into place. An eternity for Kiki that took mere seconds to unfold, all to achieve the win. Or the game requires you to pull from nothing, something. A door remains locked with no key in sight and nothing to reshape into one, just you and words. So Baba does the only next logical step and splits the fundamental building blocks of which this world is constructed into two, releasing enough energy from the split to produce both Ki and Baba from a single object, breaking the conservation law of matter. Even the very nature of you is called into question when in order to pass, Kiki must be entangled with Baba, for Baba may cross the fire and Kiki the lava, but touch the other and they will perish. So to win, the following arrangements are made. Kiki is Baba is Kiki, leading to a single state which despite being one is really two, you being passed back and forth between Kiki and Baba, memories of the other in the heads of another. You are lost, scattered between two, in an ocean with no walls, no sense of direction, where up might as well plunge you into deeper waters. You alone must comfort yourself in the solace that at least there is another equally as lost as you. All too similar to how I felt recently, as walking down the hallway of my dorm to get water, I thought about my memory. Behind me is a life I am grateful to have lived. I have the places I've been, the people I know, and the experiences to carry me forward. But many of the day-to-day experiences I have will be forgotten. I don't really know exactly what I did 4 days ago, what happened last Thanksgiving, or the last conversation I had with my grandfather. To me, it feels like I forget so many details and moments I would want to remember. I know memory isn't meant to be perfect. We can't remember everything, and we can take way more photos now than we ever could before. And yet, I still feel scared sometimes. I feel as if my memory is a train chugging along in an empty void, picking up the tracks behind itself in order to keep going forward. The previous stations feel so disconnected. Tracks and turns I took just a few days ago I'm already confused about. And in this moment, when I felt sad about the days I had lived lost to time, and what was to be a normal water trip filtered from my mind the next day, the elevator doors opened to a praying mantis. And I thought to myself, what the fuck? Why is there a praying mantis on the elevator? Why was he here? Who put him here? What was he doing? But I also realized that this moment was too absurd to forget. When I look back at this year, the praying mantis will act as a spotlight to this point in time. There are lots of events too special or too weird to forget. Good or bad, life can be beautiful and mundane. These moments can last or fade, not every moment will be remembered, but maybe that's okay. There are so many memories we think we have forgotten, but all it takes is a trigger to fetch it. The smell of an old dish, a certain song, a familiar face, or maybe just a praying mantis. So thank you, Mr. Mantis, for putting a pin in the timeline of my life.